Hello friends. In the first year of my apprenticeship, which was 1972, the greatest golfer in the world was Jack Nicklaus, and he published a book called Jack Nicklaus's Lesson Tee. And it's lovely because it's sort of a comic book, and who doesn't like that? And so it also, I think, matches the realities of learning something as difficult as golf, because each picture is just describing one feature and not overloading you with all sorts of esoterica. And so I found it wonderful, fascinating, helpful. And when I reread it, I realized that quite a few of the elements of this book found their way into my golf instruction life. And so one of the features was the idea that you would start with your left hand on the golf club. And his reasoning was this: he thought that when you attach the right hand, it can change the orientation of the club face. And he was very enthusiastic about eliminating any variables. He wanted things to be as consistently controlled as possible in every aspect. And so he would square up the club face, but he would start by picking up the club with his left hand. And that's one of those features that I use in my teaching to this day. I often teach people to stand erect, don't even look, and just hang your hands to your side. And even though it's your less good hand, your left hand, it's the one that you should start with. If you grip the club down by your side with the hand hanging the way it does, the thumb is slightly right of center, and you grip the club in your fingers, and then you pick up, and very carefully don't allow the arm on hand to change orientation or the club face, and then attach the right hand. And he was saying a variant of that. And then he also thought that grip pressure played a part in this, and he thought that you'd start off with a very light grip so that you weren't affecting the club face. Now, he didn't elaborate on it, but I'm going to. What I've learned over the years is, and this is more characteristic of people with longer fingers, and he was notoriously, by his own admission, a rather short-fingered person. But people with bigger hands, when they grip in the fingers, if they squeeze, you can see the club over my shoulder here, just by squeezing the club, I'm changing the club 20 degrees in orientation. In other words, grip pressure isn't just limiting or freeing up wrist action, it can actually change the orientation of the club. So he wanted consistency, and so he started off with a light grip and attached the right hand only after he'd got the left hand and arm into the shapes and positions he wanted. And then, very importantly, as a sort of trigger for his golf swing, not only did he turn his head, as he was very famous for doing, but he also increased the pressure of his grip. And I think those are all things to check in your own golf swing. Grip pressure, and where do you start the process, where do you attach the right hand.